guys are all inside an active film studio. So everybody, you know, kind of watch your steps as you're going through. We've been in this building since about 2012 or thereabouts, maybe 2011, 2012. The sets were all built off of the footprint or blueprint of Paramount Studios' Star Trek from 1966. So you're going to be walking about as close as you can to being at Paramount back in the 60s. Everything has been built to be as accurate as possible, as correct as possible. So we're just going to start the tour and walk you guys through. So you've been here, but you haven't taken the tour. You guys have never been here.
No.
You're Star Trek fans.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, well then you're my guinea pig.
All right.
That's my guinea pig. So I'm going to call the camera Sasha.
Perfect.
So Sasha, you want to come up here. You guys want to face this doorway.
Face it?
Face it. Walk right up to it. Right? Don't worry, nothing's going to happen. Sasha, you want to come right behind them so you can see the reveal. Okay?
Is this person?
And you might want to just take one step back.
Thank you.
That's okay. And I'm going to give Dan the cue, and then we're going to go into our first set. So Dan, doors.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Did we enter?
Yes?
All right.
It's not a TV. You can walk all the way in. So you got the good one.
Check off.
Hey, man. Good to see you. Come on in, everybody.
You might say Scotty there.
Hey.
You all right?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Should we start this way?
So I'm going to just give a quick tour since we've got a show coming out. But this is engineering. Engineering, it's built to scale, as we talked about. It's been built off of the blueprints. A couple of things. Warp core. Warp core is built out of a process called, what am I missing, Dan? Force perspective. And what that means is as items go further and further back, they get smaller and smaller and give the illusion of depth. So from where you stand in the back, you might think it's 20, 25, or 30 feet. It's really 12 feet.
Wow.
That's all it is, it's 12 feet. There are a lot of things that you can find today that they used in the original series 55, 60 years ago. Certain things are no longer available. This is still available. This is steel. This is what they used, and we know this is what they used. It's a form of rebar, believe it or not. And it goes in large cement pours to keep the cement from breaking after the cement has hardened. So that's a form of rebar, but that's exactly what they used in the original series. This one's in gray, but you'll see it throughout the sets. There's one right behind you in red, and most of them will be in red. Most of them will be in red. If you look up and you see the ceiling, that's exactly what you would have seen in the original series. And when they tried to construct that originally, they did it on the ground out of traditional wood. When they finished it, and they went to move it, it weighed something like 60 or 70 or 80 pounds. So if you had to build 5 of them and put pylons in between, it was just no way it was going to work, no way to anchor it securely, and if it ever fell, we'd all be gone. So they didn't think they were going to be able to do it, but they did find out about someone in Jacksonville who, if you could make a 3D CAD image, you can send them the CAD image, they could print it exactly the way you design it in whatever dimension you want out of foam. So that whole thing is styrofoam.
Oh, wow.
So if that came down, you and I could carry it out of here. You and I could carry it out of here. Once they realized they could make things out of foam, they took screenshots of all of these items from the original series and had them make them out of foam. So today, it's easy to say, okay, if you've got a PC and a 3D CAD program, you can do that and print it. But that didn't exist 60 years ago. So 60 years ago, what they did was, when Paramount finished filming for the day, everything was done for the day, the Star Trek production people would go dumpster diving. And they would find junk in the dumpster that they could take, paint, plant them on a wall, and make it look like the future. So all of these are manufactured today, but these all came out of a dumpster 60 years ago. And if anybody has any questions, please ask some questions. We'll keep rolling. Sasha, you got to come to the front. Guys, you're coming up to the front.
Okay.
You're my guinea pigs. Hey guys, how are you? Look at you. Holy crap. So you're going to stand right up here again. Okay? And
You might want the
Sasha, you
camera
wanna come
right in
back
front
here?
of
And you have
that
to,
door.
we're talking, say you guys, and we'll come. 'cause
You
the
guys.
audience aren't gonna know who I am.
All right. Hey, you guys.
Exactly.
You got to come here. This is your angle. All right. Everybody else can try to get close. Here's the deal for Star Trek fans. Here's the deal, you guys, for Star Trek fans.
Cool.
When the doors open, a couple of things. Look straight ahead. Because if you look straight ahead, it's going to look like you're looking in television. If you look up, you're going to see you're in the studio, and it kind of breaks the illusion. But for some of us, when the doors open, you may, for a split second, find yourself the age you were when you first fell in love with Star Trek. You might remember where you were, who you were with, what you were watching, but for that split second, you're going to find yourself a kid again. Okay? So if you're ready, you ready?
Ready.
Doors.
Wow.
Just walk right on up to the red line. Come on in, guys. So I'm not going to give you the whole tour because we're kind of on a time crunch. But a couple of things. This is built to scale. It is built right from the blueprints that we talked about from Paramount in 1966. Just a couple of quick things. You'll notice that the corridor is curved, and that's because the main section of the Enterprise was round and it looked like they were walking around the ship. The other thing about Star Trek, which is different for almost every television show, even filmed today, is that all of the sets are off the corridor. So the camera can follow the actor right into another set. In television, then and now, sets are at different locations in a studio. So if you're in the kitchen and you're going to the living room, you have to leave the kitchen set, walk down the hall, and then enter, make it look like you're entering the living room. Here, everything was connected. So the first place we're going to visit is right in here, and we're going to go left, and you're going to find yourself in sickbay.